Hello, my name is Krista and this is Little Flower Tarot. Welcome. Today we are going to do a tarot reading that asks the question, what is your love language with nature? And how can you connect to nature more intimately? This idea just kind of came through me when I sat down today, and I'm just going to roll with it. And I will have an extended with this one, and in my extended I'm going to be doing energy healing. So yeah, collective energy healing, and in this one I'm going to be focusing on your connection to the earth. So I'll probably be doing a lot of grounding, a lot of clearing of the root chakra, a lot of empowering of the root chakra, and just a lot of connecting to Mother Earth to help you just feel more naturally connected to her in a way that feels good and right to you. Because I feel like we all have just different ways. I mean, we all have love languages, right? And I feel like that definitely applies to our connection with our mother, the earth, as well. So this is going to be interesting. I'm kind of nervous about it because I've never done a reading like this before, but it's kind of exciting. So you can choose any of the three groups, whichever one you are pulled to. Group number 1 is the Hairy Aster. Group number 2 is Chicory, and group number 3 is the Drummond's Aster. So yeah, go ahead and pick a group and we will get started. Hi, group number 1. Welcome to your reading. Today we're doing a reading that asks the question, what is your love language with nature and how can you connect to nature more intimately? You have chosen the Aster. It's in particular the Hairy Aster. I know how funny that name is. But the Aster is symbolizes, it's kind of like the stars of the earth. Like the stars fell down to the earth and kind of like blanketed the earth because they look like little stars. And to me, that just symbolizes grounding your dreams into reality. So yeah. So let's get started with our oracle cards. I've actually chosen 2 oracle cards for you today from the Earth Magic Oracle deck. So yeah, let's see what we've got. All right, so you have fairies and dawn. All right, so Earth Magic and new beginnings. Let's make sure I can fit everything in today. We're gonna see what we can do. The cards are kind of big today, so leave that there. All right, and then I'm pulling 2 from the Gratitude Blooming deck. Yeah. Okay, so you got the Iris with Impermanence, number 7. And the Dandelion with Tenacity, number 6. So already it feels like we might be tapping into, well, the first thing I thought of was like impermanence and tenacity feels like you're going through something intense and reminding yourself this is only temporary. But yes, we will keep going. And then finally, we are going to use the Fairy Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. And kind of cute that you got the fairy card. That's awesome. All right. Okay, so what is your love language with nature and how can you connect to nature more intimately? I gotta say also, I feel like we're definitely going to answer that question, but I also feel like we're going to tap into a few other things, and we're going to tap into how connecting with nature can help you clear, heal, or transmute certain energies, or how it can help you enhance certain energies in your life. So yeah, we'll just kind of see what comes up. I am very curious. Okay, All right, so for your first tarot card, you got the Seven of Winter. And winter is the air element, is the suit of swords. So this one, the Seven of Swords, well, this deck in particular says there is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. And the Seven of Swords in the traditional deck represents some sort of deception. So could be inner deception or outer deception. It doesn't have to be like such a negative thing. Sometimes, you know, we lie to ourselves. Or people are scared to be vulnerable, so they're hiding certain things. It's not ever like it doesn't have to be a negative thing. But yeah, okay, next tarot card you've got, you got the Star. And I love that because we were just talking about the Aster being like the stars of the earth. So this is so beautiful. It says, look to the future with hope and optimism, the power of faith to move mountains, happy changes that bring relief from challenging times. All right, one more tarot. And we've got the Six of Autumn, which is actually the Six of Pentacles. So it says, the good you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely or repaying a debt. And the Six of Pentacles in the traditional deck is about balancing of like debts, kind of like basically like if you had been putting in a lot of work towards something and you felt like you weren't rightfully compensated, or just like the energy exchange was off. The Six of Pentacles represents a balance in that. So yeah, so alrighty, so let's see what we are picking up on here. Whew, okay. Everything seems to be pointing towards a new beginning with this impermanence and the new beginnings card, and even the tenacity. It feels like you are in a point in your life where you are pushing, you're kind of having like one last push towards something. It's kind of the end of a cycle, and you're almost there. Okay, so I'm picking up that you have big dreams. You have something that you're working towards, something that you see on the horizon, something that you've seen, you've had visions of, and there's something big like that you know is rightfully yours, like a future that is rightfully yours, a goal or outcome that is rightfully yours, something that you've had visions of and you've been manifesting. And it feels as though you're almost there. And there's something going on where what I'm getting is that it's like you've been building this, you've been working towards it. I mean, with this Six of Pentacles, where like everything balancing itself out is imminent. I mean, it feels like it's saying like the energy exchange is going to be balanced out, and whatever you've been putting your energy into, you feel as though you're not seeing the results of it in the way that you would like to, even though you've had all of this tenacity, like the dandelion. You've been just like stubbornly etching away and working towards it and co-creating with the universe and doing everything you can to get yourself to the next place. I feel like the disappointment of feeling constantly like you're not getting what's the word? Like you're not getting compensated for the energy you're putting in. You feel like you are working and working and working, and you're doing it in a way that requires faith. Like I feel like the power of faith to move mountains, like with the Star. Like I feel like you have been moving on faith a lot. And following your intuition a lot and acting on your intuition, and in the physical world, and you've hit a point where you feel like you want to keep manifesting this. Oh, okay. So I don't like to say that there are like blockages. I don't know why that doesn't like resonate, but it's more like there is a channel of energy that you allow yourself to like rest in, because you're kind of tired of getting disappointed and things not turning out the way that you would want them to. Things haven't, the scales haven't been balanced in the way that they should. And you're still investing, you're still the one investing. You're still the one putting in all the energy and putting in all the work, and not seeing these things reflected back, the energy reflected back to you the way that you deserve. So it's almost like there's this like little like safe, fail safe within your energy field that you lean into, that's like, okay, I'm not going to get my hopes up. So I'm going to be realistic right here. I'm going to like, lean into this, like this, I don't know what the energy is. It's kind of like, okay, there's a difference between like a healthy groundedness where you're just in the moment and you trust that things will come to you in their right time, and that it's inevitable, and that it's already yours, it's just not shown up in the physical reality yet. And this other energy where part of you is clinging to this like disbelief that it might not ever happen in a weird way. Like it's almost like that's where maybe this deception cards, like the 7 of Swords card comes in, is because it's almost like part of you keeps telling you like maybe you're not worthy of these things, this balance coming back in your favor, or maybe like you're not, there's something you're doing wrong, or there's something you're doing to block the energy flow from balancing, and from these things coming to fruition. And it feels as though, so there's a difference between like that kind of more lack in self-worth energy, and this other energy that's going to be more healthy for you, which is more grounded, where you can like rest in a knowing that these things are on their way to you no matter what, but you're not attached to like when or how they show up. Like, so I feel like, so I keep staring as I'm reading this fairies earth magic card is what I'm staring at. And it just feels like you don't have to understand how this is going to play out. You don't have to even believe fully. It's not a requirement to like believe fully and know fully in your being that these things are going to show up for you. It is divine law that these things show up for you. And when it comes, you can work out how to receive it in a healthy way, and you can work out how to channel it in a healthy way. Like if an influx of money is coming, you will work that out when it comes. But the fact of the matter is that it is divine law that those things come to you no matter what your energy is. And it feels like there's a fear that you are doing something wrong to block the inflow of what is rightfully yours. And that's not true. I feel like I'm hearing that's not true. And that will never be true. So it's almost like, it's almost like this balance hasn't been, struck yet. Like all this energy you've been putting in and the balance not being struck, and it's like you're fighting to figure out why, and you think, oh, it must be me. It must be me doing something to block this flow. And it's not you, it's just divine timing at play. And there's a lesson within this space that is offering you a chance to deepen your trust and your sense of patience, and your sense of like knowing that these things are yours no matter what, and that they're coming no matter what. And there's nothing you can do to block it. As long as you're taking divine guidance and action in the world to co-create the reality you want with divine, it's divine law. It's going to come. I mean, just because you have this, that's ridiculous. Like, just because you have some fears or superstitions around like your energy and whether or not you're blocking something doesn't mean that like God can't bless you. Like, God's bigger than your worries and your fears. And when I say God, I hope you take that. And I want to like put a disclaimer. Maybe I should say that before all my readings, that when I say God, God is the word that resonates most with me, for the divine. But if there's something else that resonates with you, like, feel free to just replace that. Because I know like sometimes the word God has a lot of like, for some people with religious trauma, it has a lot of heaviness to it. But please replace it with something that resonates if it doesn't. But anyway, so God, the universe is bigger than you, is bigger than your fears. And the fact that you are co-creating and you are following your intuition and you're working towards this like destiny and this vision that God has given you, that has been placed on your heart by the divine, and you're working towards it and you're trusting and you're following your faith, like, it's divine law. It's going to happen. Like, it's going to balance out. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So yeah. And so I'm a little, I'm like, okay, like, why did I come up with this question of what is your love language with nature, and how can you connect to nature more intimately? I feel like there is a law of giving and receiving and interconnectedness that exists within nature, that's natural and flows effortlessly. Just the way nature is like intertwined and works together, and ecosystems work in harmony. I feel like this is calling you to realize that you are a part of that. You are a part of the natural world in that way. There is a way for your intentions and your actions and the things. And that's exactly, yes, that's you, the way you've been following your faith and following divine guidance and moving forward towards this beautiful vision that you've been given. I feel like that is your part in the divine like ecosystem of life that you're playing. And it is only natural that these things are going to come back to you, like just like in nature, they're going to fall into your lap. And so I would think the cool thing is that you can start it now, but the cool thing is like, this will never stop. The more you continue to put in energy into the divine's plan for you, this will never stop. This inflow of money will always be there. So if there's any worries about how you will channel the money or steward it, or any worries about how you will receive it, or superstitions around like the reception of what is rightfully yours, you're going to have multiple opportunities to like feel it out when it comes. Like, these good things that are flowing into your life, like, they're not going to stop flowing. So if you go into it when you get something with this scarcity mindset of like, oh, it's only coming now and maybe it won't come in the future and I better, that's going to play into how you channel the money and how it shows up in your world and how it feels handling it. And the good thing is that the more you continue to follow the divine, the more like I said, the more you're going to have more and more opportunities to shift your energy accordingly and learn along the way on how to steward your money and how to steward what comes to you. And there's going to be infinite opportunity to like gradually align yourself to abundance in a way that feels like natural and holistic, and in a way that is generous, just like in the natural world. I feel like there is a little bit of fear here, about worried that you're blocking it, or worried that when it comes you're going to lose it, or worried that, there's something there as far as like the reception of all the good that you deserve. But the message is that, like, just like in nature, this will never stop coming to you, and you can gradually align to the natural flow that feels right to you, and God will guide you in that process. And you'll be able to like feel your energy when it comes in. You'll be able to, like, if you have like negative energy around it, or like worrisome or fearful energy or scarcity mindset energy around what you receive, you're going to feel that. You're going to know that, and you're going to like, you're so good at following divine guidance that you're going to easily fall into the flow of how to receive and give in a way that feels natural and good to you. And the good thing is you're it's coming, and you're going to shift into this new energy of where this influx is coming in more and more, and you're going to have the it's not going to feel good. It's going to be easy to point out when you are acting out of scarcity mindset, or when you're hoarding or whatever, like you're going to feel it, and it's not going to feel good. And you're going to just surrender to the divine, like you have been with all these actions you've been taking to like create this wealth and create this abundance. And I feel like you're going to get it. It's fine. You're going to do great. There's no like, I just don't see this going in a negative way. The only thing is like, I am picking up on a little bit of, it's more of like a worry about your own ability to receive naturally and channel the energy in a natural way. So, and I just feel like it's going to be never ending opportunities to shift. And just keep that in mind, and know that it's okay to like make mistakes along the way. Because if this is new to you, this abundance that's coming in, you're going to have to feel your way through it. It was inevitable that this was going to happen. It's so funny because it's like a caveat to like what is coming in for you. It's like, oh my God, all this abundance is coming in for you. But there's like fear around it. Like, oh, I hope I'm going to be able to handle it, and I hope I don't lose it all, and I hope I don't screw myself over after I get it. And it's like, no, you won't. It's not a one-time thing. It's gonna continuously come in, and you're going to shift and figure out what feels good to you, and you're gonna do just fine. I would recommend, like, if there's any like patterns that you've had in the past, I feel like maybe like there's a message about your old patterning around receiving and money, and it's kind of like a message about it might be good to just realize that that's not who you are anymore, and that way of being is unnecessary. All this abundance is going to come to you, and it's kind of like there are old patterns that you might still be noticing within your being, like, scarcity mindset, clinging, not being as generous as you normally would like to be because of like this perceived lack of finances. Well, not even perceived, like maybe there are a lack of like in the physical world hasn't caught up to your what you've been investing in. Like it hasn't caught up yet. The physical world just acts a little bit more slowly. So I think you see those things, but you're so aware of it. That's the thing. You're so aware of like your old patterning that I just feel like when this abundance comes in, it's almost like it's going to be like good riddance. I don't need to act like, I don't even have the temptation to feed those like scarcity mindset attitudes anymore. And you'll notice it when you do. So, and we all have that. Even super rich people like have to deal with scarcity mindset. It's all about your own mentality. Like, I just feel like you're going to be just fine. And you're going to just let yourself be imperfect, but also surrender everything to the divine and follow divine guidance, and you won't lose. You can't lose. Honestly, you can't. So yeah. So I feel like the way in which you are going to, like what you're being called into as far as your love language with nature and your connection to nature, is to tap in when you go out into nature. Think about the reciprocity between all living things, and the trees, the dirt, the bugs, the grass, like everything, like the flowers. When you go out into nature, just think about those things, or intend to connect with the interconnectedness and the reciprocity of nature. And that will help you, I feel like, meditating on that while you're walking through the woods, or while you're even just sitting in the backyard, or whatever it is, or even just like, we're doing this extended energy healing session. Like during that, you can meditate on it. You don't have to be outside. Just meditating on the interconnectedness of nature is going to help you a lot with finding a balance and a flow with your trust in yourself to steward the abundance that comes to you in a healthy, generous, loving, flowy way. Your way of connecting to nature is connecting with the balance of giving and receiving, and mutual reciprocity in all things. And that is going to help you learn how to feel like you're in a flow, and you'll know, as far as like the money and the energy and whatever comes to you, you're going to know how to like steward it and spread it out, invest it. It's going to come naturally to you. That's what I feel. And so, yeah, so I feel like that is the message. And as far as your energy healing goes, I'm going to move into that right now. If you do want to do the energy healing, I am going to put a link in the description. It feels like what we're going to do is we're going to align your energy with the energy of nature and the reciprocity of nature. That's what we're going to do. We're going to help like click your, we're going to clear away all these concerns and worries. We're going to do what we can to clear away and cut away cords to any fears or worries about your ability to receive, or your worthiness to receive, or like you're not doing something right. That's just BS. That's not correct. It's not real. It's all like illusion. But yeah, this new beginning that you're entering into is not only all of this beautiful abundance that's coming to you, but your ability to ride the wave of it and like steward it in a healthy way, because you're stewarding it with the divine. And it's going to feel natural. It's not going to feel like, at first it might be like clicking into place and being like, okay, but then once, I feel like that's just your nature. And I feel like you've done so much manifestation up to this point that when you do, oh my gosh, when that inflow of money that is going to continuously begin coming in, that's more than you've ever had, it's going to be like, oh, finally I have like what is rightfully mine, and what is, what I'm worthy of, and what feels natural for me to steward, like this tight, restricted energy where you don't have enough, or where that's the reason why it is hard, is because you're not supposed to be living in that energy. That's not like where your heart and your spirit and your soul lies. Like you live in this abundant energy. So I just feel like, yeah, we're going to click your energy into a space of balance and naturally receiving, naturally giving. And yeah, that's going to be my intention for the energy healing. So, and of course we'll do some grounding. So if you want to do that, link will be down below. I'm excited. This is actually the first time I'm ever doing an energy healing session for the collective. So this is fun. This is exciting. So, all right. Well, I hope I see you there. And otherwise, I just wish you and pray that these blessings of abundance come to you sooner than later. And I pray that you find a beautiful, loving, balanced connection with abundance and the reception of it. And I pray that you awaken to the realization that this is going to feel very, very, very natural to you. And these worries are unfounded and unnecessary because there's no truth to them whatsoever. You are abundance, and you know your abundance. I know you know your abundance in just human form, and it's going to be easy. It's going to finally feel easy. It's going to finally feel easy. So, alrighty. I want to take this moment to talk about my other YouTube channel. It is my heart and soul put into video form. It's called Soul Harken. I'll have a link to that as well down below. And if you want to leave me a tip, I would so greatly appreciate it. There is no pressure whatsoever, but I will also put links in my description to how you can do that as well. So thank you so much. I hope to see you in the energy healing extended. And if not, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Bye. Hello, group number 2. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot. You have chosen the Chicory flower, which I've read symbolizes perseverance, and it seemed to also be connected to romance and love quite a bit. So we'll see what comes through in the reading. And today we are answering the question, what is your love language with nature, and how can you connect to nature more intimately? And in group number 1, it came through in a unique way. Like it brought up what group number 1 was going through, and then it brought up how connecting, like the way in which we connect to nature, a certain way of connecting to nature, how it could help enhance those themes or clear away those themes or help them to move forward in their life in the way that they need it. So we'll see how it comes through in this reading. Everything's been different, so I'm just going to kind of go with the flow. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I've pulled a couple of oracle cards from the Earth Magic Oracle deck. And you got Cave for Sanctuary. For whatever reason, I feel like it should be on this side. Lightning. No, it goes over here. Sorry. But yeah, we've got Lightning with Power and Cave with Sanctuary. Okay. And then I'm going to pull a couple of cards from this Gratitude Blooming deck. Such a sweet little deck I got when I was staying in Mount Shasta, in this like little glamping tent. This kind of just came with the, oh God, there is a stink bug in my room that keeps making an entrance into these readings, and I'm going to get rid of it. So just a moment. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so let's get back into the reading. Okay, so we've got Cave with Sanctuary and Lightning with Power, and pulling a couple cards from the Gratitude Blooming deck. You know what? I'm going to look up the symbolism for stink bugs, because that guy has been very active during these readings. So let's see, stink bug symbolism. The stink bug understands the exchange of life energy. This is a lesson to us that we should always have the energy to achieve our goals in life. Persistence and determination. Didn't I just say the chicory had to do with, what did I say? I think it said determination. Hold on. Chicory, flower symbolism. Perseverance. Determination, perseverance. Okay, interesting. Alrighty. Okay, pulling a couple cards. Okay, so you got number 8, the bleeding heart, which I find interesting because last group got number 6 and number 7, and now you got number 8. So, hold on. Here we go. The bleeding heart with the community. Okay. Then you also got 23, cosmos with balance. All right, and we're going to go ahead and pull our tarot now. The tarot is from the Fairy Tarot Cards by Radley Valentine. All right, what is your love language with nature, and how can you connect to nature more intimately? Okay, so your first tarot card is the Ace of Summer, which is actually the Ace of Cups. So sweet. I want to show you the cards, actually. They're so beautiful. I forgot to do this in group number 1, but these fairy cards are gorgeous. All right, it says, open your heart to love, the beginning of a new intimate relationship or the rebirth of a current one. The awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual epiphanies. Okay. All right, your second one is this is totally a love reading, isn't it? It's so sweet. You've got the 6 of Cups. Goodness gracious. 6 of Summer. Children or childhood, the return of people or romances from your past, remembering events differently in a better or worse light than how they really occurred. All right. One more card. All Cups cards. All right. The Princess of Summer. Gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced. A new relationship or emotional experience. Invitations to social events. A compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. So the Princess of Summer, I want to say, is the Page. That's my guess. So the Page of Cups. So let me check real quick though. I want to make sure I'm going to be, because I don't think the Princess is the Knight. I doubt it. But yeah, the Princess is the Page of Cups. Okay. She's poetic with a fondness for writing, including journaling everything she feels. Okay. Social invitations, love letters, a special new friend. All right. Okay. So, all right, let's see what we have. Okay. So we've got a lot of messages of like new energy in relationships. Soulmate relationships. We've got this bleeding heart with community. And yeah, and then we've got sanctuary and power, lightning and cave. Okay, and then balance over here. That's kind of a nice little, okay, little break from the intensity of the rest of the cards. Balance and sanctuary are nice. This is beautiful. So far, I'm just picking up on there is just a beauty and a love that is coming into your life, a gentleness, a sweetness, and a feeling of innocence, and yeah, just like this light-hearted, beautiful, flowy energy I feel like is coming into your life. And let's see. It feels like there's going to be, or there is a huge shift in the way you're connecting to the people around you. There's a new innocence that's coming in, a new sense of purity and goodness and rootedness, and you are okay. There is a feeling like, whoa, I don't know, that was interesting. I just saw like gloves being pulled off. I wonder what that's about. Maybe just like a new rawness to how you approach your life and your creations and what you intend to manifest and create. I'm feeling as though, what is the phrase, the gloves and the gloves come off? That's like a fight though. That's like a fight energy. It feels like maybe in the past you were used to relationships that had a bit more harshness to them, had a bit more like suspicion, an element of like suspicion between one another, or like not trust. There's like an untrustworthiness energy here. This feeling of like arguing or suspicion just became like a normal part of your relationships. And it's something that maybe maybe it's just what you grew up around, or maybe you picked it up in your childhood, and that's why you've attracted relationships like that, where there is this and on your part or the other person's part, a distrust of one another, or one person distrusting the other, just a lack of trust and suspicion, and it causing like turmoil and arguments. But it feels like, I don't know what I'm smelling. Something smells amazing. Is it these flowers? I just caught this beautiful whiff of, oh man, it was just sweetness. And I just feel like all of this beautiful energy, this cups energy here, I mean, they're beautiful cards. You got the Ace of Cups, Six of Cups, and the Page of Cups. And it's all just like this new, fresh, sweet, gentle. It's almost like with that gloves came off reference, like the gloves are off. It feels like the gloves are going back on, like whatever is coming into your life and whatever you're meant for is a very gentle, sweet, like this gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced. I love, like, that's the feeling. It's like, oh, this is so new that I'm with someone or around people who are so kind and sweet and sensitive, and they get it. They have healthy boundaries. They respect and you know, they treat me with love and gentleness. Like they respect and honor my inner child. There is like this sense of like, this is what you're worthy of. This is what is meant for you, whether or not it's coming in right now, or whether or not this is something that you've always hoped for and you've wanted for, is to have these like gentle, sweet, kind, sensitive relationships where you can like feel like you can be vulnerable and raw. And you can let go and unfold and trust that the people around you are healthy and grounded and have a strong sense of self, so that like you don't have to worry about putting your guards up. You don't worry about having to instill like deep boundaries around you, like and actively constantly actively have to like assert those boundaries, because they're already automatically respected without you having even to say anything. And I feel like this is for you. This is meant for you. It feels like some of you are entering into this right now. Some of you honestly don't even know what this feels like and haven't ever had any type of relationships that feel natural and healthy and safe like this. And that could be because like you hadn't healed yet and you weren't ready for this type of relationship because of triggers and things like that. Or maybe it's because yeah, just the timing hasn't been there, or you've needed to heal and you needed to come to certain things. But I do feel like this is saying like you are ready. You are ready to feel safe. You are ready to feel connected to the people around you, but also respected by the people around you, honored by the people around you. And yeah, it feels like you're entering into this new time. Oh, I just see like someone like this. Oh, yeah, of course, community, bleeding heart, and balance, like just a balance. Yes, and the sanctuary card, it feels like you are entering into the part of your life where the people around you are, it feels right. It feels balanced. It feels grounded. It feels safe. And yeah, it just feels like you are going to be this sanctuary unto yourself, but yet you're also going to feel held in your community as well. Like that is a sanctuary, like your community is a sanctuary in itself. Like you are worthy of this. Yeah, and then I was going to say the rest of you, it's something that you're meant for, and it's something you know you're meant for and that you want. But you're not quite there yet. You might not be there. You might be still in environments where you have to put your boundaries up and where you don't feel 100% safe to be raw and vulnerable. But that's okay. You know, like we're all moving through our life in different, like different timing in different ways. And sometimes healing has to happen. Lessons have to be learned, but it feels like this is your birthright. This type of like soft, gentle, safe, you know, and it doesn't have to look any certain way. Like feeling held by your community, you know, it could look many different ways, whatever, like, because we're all so different, and who we feel at home with is going to be different. But just, it's more about this feeling of just safety and trust and being able to be like your full self, no matter what that means. Like there's, you know, the gentle, sweet side of you that needs to be held with like care, but then there's also like, it can be like this raunchier side of you, or like this like funnier side of you, or this goofier side of you that, you know, just needs to be honored, like that side of your inner child, like that funny, goofy, like spastic, like, you know, that just like someone like that other people might not understand or might be annoyed by. Like you're moving into, like, your birthright is to be around people who like are obsessed with that and like honor that and love every single side of you. They love you for you no matter what, no matter who you are. And so this reading is actually, you know, the question is, what is your love language with nature, and how can you connect to nature more intimately? And it feels like you how do I word this? Okay. Well, what I'm seeing right now is a beautiful, large, like oak tree, sycamore tree, just whatever resonates, your favorite tree, and sitting with it and feeling held by its presence and feeling one with its presence and feeling like safe and connected to this beautiful, amazing tree, connected to the ground below you, feeling connected to the roots that are holding the tree in place, that are deep in the earth, and just feeling like rooted in who you are, and rooted in like in the way in which like all of the trees are kind of connected to each other, like how like a grove of trees, like their little branches around the top, like they're so like careful, and like they do, like their treetops, like they kind of like, they don't intermingle with each other, they just barely, they balance each other, and they like fit and fill the space, but they respect each other's space. So like when you look up in like a grove of trees, like they are barely touching each other, and like the perfect, like they grow to like barely touch each other, and they just respect and honor each other's branches, and the way each other like reaches to the sky, the way each other expands. They're so respectful of each other, but yet they're so interconnected. Like their roots go down into the same earth. The water that comes like feeds all of them in the same way. And like I just feel like the way that you can connect to nature is, or okay, it's more almost like the way that you can continue to move forward in this direction of like this interconnectedness to humanity in the way that feels balanced and right and gentle and kind and sweet for you, is when you go out into nature and you connect to, it's that tree, it's that meditation upon that tree, sitting in front of that tree and thinking about how everything, all of these trees are interconnected to one another. They respect each other. They honor each other's branches. They honor each other's roots. They're all fed by the same rain that falls. They're all fed by the nutrients in the soil that is all connecting every single one of them. They communicate with each other in this healthy, balanced, beautiful, like connected, reciprocal way. And so, like the way that you're being called to connect with nature is to connect to trees, meditate with trees, tap into those energies. And I feel like tapping into those energies, like I said, it's going to connect you to your sense of community in the world and what it's meant to feel like to be a part of a community. So, this is crazy, but I feel like this is one of the shortest readings I've ever done, but I feel like that is the message. Connecting to trees, connecting to the reciprocity, the respect, and the interconnectedness of those trees. And sit with some trees. That's your message. Sit with some trees, connect to them, connect to the way they connect with each other. And then allow yourself to bring that energy into your relationships. I would say, like within the meditation that you do, or the connection, like when you're walking through the woods, or walking through nature and imagining that interconnection, I would say take that energy that you feel and bring it into, like, there's different ways to do this. So bring it into your current relationships. Bring it in, even if your relationships feel strained, or you don't feel fully connected to your environment, you can still bring this into those relationships. And at the very least, it will help you to understand them better and know that you're all we are all one. And it will help bring in that respect and that honoring of those trees, the connection between the trees. Like, it will help, at the very least, it will help you to treat others in the way that you would want to be treated. Even if you're not getting it back fully in return, it will help you to cultivate that and to manifest the relationships that will return that to you. So you can do that if you aren't there with these new relationships. You can, if you know that these relationships are coming to you, this new community is coming to you, that's how you can help to manifest this new community, is just imagine what it would feel like to be in that reciprocal nature with the people around you and feel safe and respected and honored by the people around you. So that is how you can connect to nature, and that is how you can enhance your life right now, because this is your birthright. These relationships are your birthright. If you're in any toxic relationships right now, or anything that, if you're willing to be this person in your relationships, and the people around you or a person in your life is not willing to honor and respect your boundaries and respect who you are, in the way that you need in order to feel safe, then I would consider, I feel like there's this considering of cutting ties, or at least like loosening your bonds to those people that don't honor that. And then I'm feeling like this lightning power card. It's kind of reminding me of, like, I mean, this power is a part of nature, and this is kind of a separate message, but it feels like there is a power in gentle love. And I guess it's not really a separate message. It's coordinated with this. There is a power in this gentleness and this sweetness and this quiet, gentle, sweet, accepting, respectful love. There is, like, for you to, like, extend that to the world. It might not be the loudest messaging. It might not be, but like when someone receives that type of love or they receive that type of care and respect, it like goes a long way. It is so powerful. And I love that. It's like there's this message of like there is this beauty and this power that can like change worlds, and change like communities, in this gentle and sweet and accepting and loving and respectful energy that that is available to you, and that is yours to have if you'll open up to it. And that connection to trees and the meditation on the trees is going to be a huge help in the way that you do that. So that is your reading. It's short and sweet, but I love it. So cool. Thank you so much for being here. I am doing an extended reading today, and it's actually an extended session, really. It's an energy healing session. So what I'm being called to do in the energy healing is to... I think there might be some cord cutting, clearing away of some, cords and hooks or anything that's been like embedded in your energy field that has kind of just become almost normal to you. Like, maybe there's some harsher energies around you, and you're so sweet, like you're so beautiful and sweet and kind, and this energy is so beautiful. I just feel like, I don't think people consciously do it a lot of times, but they just like latch onto you because you're so soft. It feels like easy to do so. You're a little bit like more soft and loving and sweet, and there might be some energies that we could just clear away. It's nothing like heavy or crazy. I just feel like there are some energies from some people around you that need to be cleared to help you find more balance and help you find more safety within your own being. So I think we'll do that, cord cutting, and then I just think an influx of beautiful, healing, positive, powerful energy, like, and hopefully like an awakening to just how powerful you are, and like in this energy, and how sweet you are and how good you are. I want to like poof, like I just want to like blast your heart with like this awakening energy of your own goodness and how powerful your sweetness is, because it's beautiful. And so I will put the link to that energy healing session down below. I also want to take a moment to tell you about my other YouTube channel. It is called Soul Hearken. It is my heart and soul in video form. So if you want to check that out, that will be down below as well. And if you'd like to leave me a tip, I am always open to it. There's no pressure whatsoever, but I'll put links to how you can do that as well down below. So thank you so much for being here. This was beautiful, and you're beautiful. And I hope you stay soft and stay sweet. So thank you so much. Bye. Hi, group number 3. Welcome to Little Flower Tarot. Today we are answering the question, what is your love language with nature, and how can you connect to nature more intimately? And the way it's actually ended up going for both group number 1 and group number 2 is I'm tapping into some energies that you're experiencing right now. I'm so sorry about all the dogs barking. I'm pretty sure they'll settle down eventually. But anyway, so what we've been doing is we're tapping into like energies you're currently experiencing, and then we're tapping into how connecting with nature and in what way connecting with nature is going to help you to enhance some energies or clear some energies. So they've been really beautiful so far, so I'm really excited to see what this one has in store. You chose it's called a Drummond's Aster, and Aster is a type of flower that is associated with the stars. They're kind of said to be like the stars of the earth. Like if the stars had fallen down to earth, they are in the form of asters. So to me, it symbolizes the grounding of your dreams and aspirations. So we'll put that aside. And I pulled a couple oracle cards from the Earth Magic Oracle deck, and we will see what you got. So you got DNA with karma. Interesting. And Milky Way with perspective. Okay, interesting. Okay, and then I'm going to pull a couple of oracle cards from this Gratitude Blooming deck. I got this deck when I was staying in Mount Shasta, the place I was staying. It was there on my bed when I got there. So sweet. But yeah, here we go. So the first card from this Gratitude Blooming deck, you got Violets, number 17, with humility. And then you also got number 16, Touch Me Nots, with sorrow. I'm actually curious what the book says about the touch me nots. I'm going to read it real quick just to kind of, they're tiny little. Okay, sorrow can come from the courage to love. Acknowledge the bravery behind any sorrow you notice or feel. I like that. All right, while we're at it, we might as well read the humility one. Number 17, Violets. Humility is a quiet yet powerful gift. How can you share this gift with others? Okay. All right, and then the tarot I'm pulling from today is the Fairy Tarot cards by Radley Valentine. And I'll pull, I've been pulling 3. We'll see. Oh, this one's like really wants to come out. All right, number 13 with release. Let go of the past, an ending that makes way for new opportunities and time to move on. So I believe in the traditional tarot, this is actually the Death card, which isn't as scary as it sounds. It's just like what it says, let go of the past, an ending that makes way for new opportunities, like, you know, letting the old die off and letting the new come in. I love the Death card. I think it's beautiful. So let's keep going and see what else we've got. All right. The King of Winter, or the King of Swords. And the Prince of Summer, or the Knight of Cups. Okay. So with the King of Swords, it says knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, unemotional. And then it says get advice from someone professional and objective, public speaking, unemotional relationships. And then the Prince of Summer, romantic, captivating, dramatic, flirtatious. It says falling in love suddenly, being swept off your feet, the need to stay grounded during a very emotional experience. Okay. All right, these two kind of go together actually, because if you are feeling like swept off your feet and like the need to stay grounded, the King of Winter comes in to help you gain objectivity. So this is actually really balanced here. And this Release and Death card, this like major arcana right up above it, I just feel like this is a really balanced reading, and I feel like you're headed in the right direction, even if there's an intensity to the energy, especially with like this DNA karma card. Like you might be clearing your DNA, like you might be clearing your bloodline or cleansing some sort of karma. And like, yeah, these Perspective and the King of Winter, they're kind of reminding me of each other. Sorrow and humility. Okay. Yeah, I really feel like what it feels like you're kind of, there's this interesting duality going on. It feels like you're both clearing away of some karma and some maybe inherited karma, basically. Inherited family trauma. You're clearing that away, all the while maybe what sparked it was this Knight of Cups energy. Like maybe like it feels like maybe something sparked this like desire to move forward in your life towards something you deeply want. And I feel like it could be a romantic thing, a romantic relationship. That's kind of what it's giving. Like there's just something that you really want that kind of like showed itself to you and is like, and you realize like you can have this thing, this relationship, this new venture, this new experience in your life, this new relationship, these new friendships, new community, whatever it may be that you realize that you want really deeply and that you can have, that is your birthright, meant for you. I feel like this might be what sparked some healing. It's almost like you got like carried away into this energy and then you realized like, I can't move forward and into the reception of this new, I'm going to say new relationship. Please take it how it resonates. Replace relationship with whatever it is you're calling in on your life that did spark this healing. But it does feel like emotional in nature in some way. Even if it is like a material thing that you're wanting, you're emotionally attached to it. There is a lot of emotion here. And so, yeah, so realizing that this thing is like coming in and you sense it coming into your life, it just naturally sparked like whatever's in the way, this DNA karma, this energy that is held within your being that needs to be cleared so that you can allow this new energy into your life. It just naturally kind of began occurring. And it feels like with sorrow and humility, it feels like maybe it was not what you were expecting. And it was heavier than you expected and scarier and harder than you expected. A lot, I feel like, with like cleansing, like inherited karma and patterns. That is one of the most difficult things you can do as far as like spiritual healing goes. And I feel like what we're moving into is like a death of these patterns and a breaking of like a generational curse, a generational trauma that it's ending with you, like with this death card. I feel like it's whatever it is you're healing, you're walking through this sorrow and humility, these energies here, and it's been very difficult and it's been very trying, and it's made you question yourself and who you are, and feeling as though it's been like your responsibility to heal this or clear this, even though perhaps whatever this is didn't even come from you. It came from like your parents or your bloodline or, you know, the patterns in your family. And it just feels like this burden that you've had to like, you've taken responsibility for. But I feel like it's going to be worth it. It's going to absolutely be worth it. And you're not only healing like your family and your bloodline, like that's a given. You will, whatever it is you're like breaking right now, whatever patterns you're breaking, this is going to extend up through your bloodline all the way to like heaven. And then it's also going to extend out through to the people in your life or in your family, whether you're in contact with them or not. It's actually going to heal your living family as well. So you're doing amazing. Good job. Keep going. And this King of Winter and Milky Way perspective, I feel like meditation's going to be like amazing for you. And and like, so coming into this, you know, your love language is nature and how you can connect to nature more intimately and how nature can help you heal and move forward. I'm really seeing the stars. Oh my God, this is beautiful. I wonder if, I feel like you're being called outside at night to stare at the night sky, to look into the cosmos, and just to feel the like magnitude of God, of the universe. So that, yes, because I feel like this burden, this thing you've been taking on has felt like such a weight, and it feels like it's all around you, and it feels so big, and how am I supposed to cleanse this? This is so big, and how am I supposed to heal this? This is this massive weight, and coming down the line, like this DNA cleansing that you're doing, it feels so heavy. And I feel like looking at the stars is going to give you perspective. Like it's going to help you feel like this burden is nothing, and that like the universe and God has like so much power to like bloop, like clear this and just drop like this beautiful like potent drop of healing onto your life that just whoosh, like extends throughout like everything. You like, first and foremost, you cleanses your energy and helps you return to like a natural state that feels right to you, but also like goes through that bloodline and goes through all the people in your life and goes through like the people, your descendants as well, like whether or not you have children or not, like those that come into contact with you, those who are most close to you, those around you that do have descendants as well, that are having kids, and like it's going to descend around you as well, like extend around you into the lives of the people around you. So I just feel like whatever this is, with humility, it feels like surrender is very important. And so going out into nature and looking up at the stars and just surrendering to the universe and trusting that the universe like completely has you. God completely has you, and God is just like, you're held, and that you don't have to take this on. This is not like something that you have to take on alone. Like this is like, because I feel like it just feels like this weight and this responsibility, but it feels like there's an element, God's going to meet you like 51%. You only have to go like 49%. Like God, the universe meets you like even more than what you need to do. Like they fill in the blanks, And so I just feel like you can let go. You can surrender. Like this weight doesn't have to be held anymore. It's not of you. It's not for you to carry. Like you've done such an amazing job of witnessing it and holding space for it, but now it's time to just release it. Like cut your losses if you've been like picking it apart, and like just release it and give it to God, and like go out. Like I feel like this is a directive. Like one of these nights, if it's chilly, just bring blankets and just lie down and stare at the stars for like 15-20 minutes and just give this thing to God and just let it go. And cry it out, this sorrow card, and like death. Like I feel like there's like a mourning that needs to happen, because this is something that's been like channeled through like your energy and your ancestors' energy. And there's just, I feel like your ancestors, like with the stars, going out and staring at the stars, it's like one of the first things I thought of was like all these beautiful souls out there, like seeing it as your ancestors, like holding you and being there for you and looking at you with love and pride and just so happy for you. But also like you can like mourn with them. We can all mourn for the lost like love and beauty and gentleness that was all of our birthright, but we couldn't see and couldn't experience because of all of this like pain and all of like whatever it is, like the deeds of our ancestors that have created all of this pain and trauma. Like, like we can just mourn for those lost life, lost ability to experience love and life. And let it go and give it all to God. And I just feel like, I don't know why, I want to pull another card. Yay! Oh, interesting. Number 12, awakening. Change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness. A temporary pause in the action. Yeah, I feel like you've been like really focused on this thing because it has felt like a burden, but it's time to let it go. It's time to give it to God, and it's time to give yourself a break so that your energy can shift. You need a moment. You need to, like, we're not doing things the way we've been doing. You've done amazing. You've gotten this far. You've gotten to the 49% mark, and God's going to meet you at 51. And I feel like it's like, take a break, give it to God, and like just give it a few days, a couple weeks, and then just let your energy shift into a way that's new and that's more balanced, and let yourself gradually enter into your new way of living, and let yourself feel your way through that, because you will be living in a new way without this ancestral energy held within your being, because I feel like it's been there since you were born, and now it's like you're releasing it, you're awakening to it, because it's getting in the way. It would get in the way of you receiving this new love in your life, this new whatever it is that you're calling in, and now this has been the time. But now it's you've done everything you can do. Let it go and let your energy shift. That's literally the answer. You've done enough. You have done enough. Let the divine do the rest. That is the message. Go out, stare at the stars, give it to God, and cry it out. So yeah, that is your message. That is how you can connect to nature, and how nature can connect to you and help you. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm actually doing extended readings, extended energy healing sessions for these. So I'm offering an energy healing session. So with this, I think what we're gonna do is like tie up loose ends, clear away any sense of responsibility that you hold for this, and just help. I want to help you to let it go. I want to clear away any energies that feel stagnant or stuck, that are preventing you from letting this go, because you've done enough. So that's what I want to do in the energy healing session, and then just send you a bunch of love and a bunch of comfort, and I hope to send you just some beautiful energy to help you embrace who you truly are, that these things don't define you. Whatever this was that you were clearing, this weight, it doesn't define you. It's not who you are. So yeah, we're going to do that in the extended for the energy healing. Yeah, and I'd also like to take this moment to tell you about my other YouTube channel. It's called Soul Hearken. It is my heart and soul put into video form. I'd love for you to check that out if you feel called. And also, if you'd like to leave me a tip, I do have a way to do that in the description as well. There's no pressure whatsoever, but if you feel called to do that as well, it will be there. So thank you so much for being here. This was really beautiful. I'm really proud of you. Yeah, I just pray that you can move into this new energy that's getting you closer to this new reality that you're calling in. And yeah, I hope to see you in the extended, but if not, thank you so much for being here. You are amazing and powerful, and like the universe is so proud of you. So good job. Bye.